Greetings fellow guitar travellers, it's Rowan J Parker here and welcome to episode 4 of I Love Legato, bringing you the best in noodlesome left hand licks. I've got an absolute belting lick for you today, lots of fun, nutty and insane. Before we get into showing it to you, I'd like to encourage you to have a look at my website, which is www.rowanjparker.com. There's tons of free guitar stuff on that site. There's a whole bunch of lessons, and there's free backing tracks you can download and solo over, and a whole ton of resources. There's also a shop where you can purchase lots of high quality HD lessons, all available for instant download at very reasonable prices. You can also subscribe to my website, and if you do that, just by sticking your email address into the subscribe box, you get access to a whole ton of extra exclusive subscriber only material which is not available anywhere else, and it's all totally free. So it's a no-brainer. And finally, I should tell you that I do Skype lessons. I've got quite a number of students over Skype now from all over the world, and certainly whatever you're interested in, I should be able to help you out because I've got a ton of teaching experience. Okay, well, enough of the plugging myself and my website, etc, etc. Let's get straight down to today's lesson. Noodlesome legato goodness. Let's rock! Okay, I think you'll agree with me that lick was very nutty and totally insane. I'm going to get straight down to showing it to you. I'm just going to show you the main body of the lick. The little stuff I played at the end with the pentatonic scales, that was just improvised. So I'm not going to show you that. However, I will be making that available on the tablature on my website, so another reason to subscribe to the site, so get subscribing. Anyway, let's get straight into showing you the lick. It's based upon a descending C Dorian 4-note per string scale, so let's just show you that right now. Okay, let me go ahead and show you the descending scale shape. It is a C Dorian scale, 4 notes per string. There are some double notes though, just to make the fingering a bit easier. So this is what we have on the high E string. We have high E 20, then 18, and then 17, and then 15. And the notes are C, B flat, A and G. Alright, it's got those 4 notes on the high E. And then onto the B string, we've got B, 18, 16, 15 and 13. And the notes, if you want to know, we've got, let's see what we've got. We've got an F, and then we've got an E flat, and then we've got a D and then a C. And the digitation again is 4, 3, 2, 1. The whole lick is played just 4, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, and then moving on to the next string on the G string, we've got 17, 15, 14 and 12, and the notes are again C and B flat and A and G. And then moving on again onto the D string, we've got D, 15, 13, 12 and 10. And the notes here we have, let's see, that's F, and then E flat and B and C. And then again onto the A string, it's the same frets this time on the A string. We've got A, 15, 13, 12 and 10. And the notes are C, B flat, A and G. And last up, we've got, let's see, low E 13, and then 11, and then 10, and then 8. And the notes here, we've got F, and then E flat, and then D, and then C. Alrighty, so you can actually see it's just 8 notes repeating down in octaves, although the shape does kind of move a little bit this way, but it's fundamentally a repetitive shape-based thing. Alright, so that is the descending scale shape. Let's just go ahead and show you the pattern inside it then. Okay, so it's fundamentally a fairly simple pattern inside the majority of it. So if I go ahead and show you the pattern on the B string, that will apply to the B string, G string, D string and A string shapes, alright? And the pattern is just this. Now, I've definitely shown that sort of pattern before on some of my other videos which deal with legato because it's easy to play and sounds awesome. Alright, so the digitation there is going to be going 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. That. And then if you can imagine applying that on the next string, well, that gives you the next bit of the lick. And on the D string, same thing. And the same on the A. So the middle 4 strings basically all the same. So if I play the middle 4 strings at reduced tempo, you should be able to get an idea of what's going on. okay. So that all that remains really now is just to show you what's happening at the front and the back. At the beginning of the lick, I just ascend up with the hammer on, and that's going to be going high 15, 17, 18 and 20, and then pulling off. So ascending up, this top C note lasts slightly fraction longer, quaver or something like that, and then just pulling off, right? So the introduction to the lick is going to be 15, 17, 18, 20, pulling off, 18, 17, 15. And then we're into our descending pattern. And then the last four notes are just straight down. Got F, E flat, D and C, alright? So if I play the whole thing at a reduced tempo, you should be able to get the idea of how it should actually sound. Alrighty, and that is it. Now I know that looks complicated and there's a ton of stuff, so really recommend you download the tablature from my website for this particular lesson. I'll be making all the tablature for all of these lessons available once all of the lessons are up. So you may have to wait for a little while, but the tab will be up there very shortly. Okie dokie, so that's how you play it. Now in terms of rhythm, how it sounds rhythmically, I'm just doing this thing that I normally do where I take the notes and I squash it into time. So it's not necessarily metrical, but it is in tempo, and I'm forcing this group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 notes into the space of quaver. So it's incredibly quick indeed, and at that tempo it just sounds like a sort of a shape. You can't really discern all the individual notes, it just has a sort of shape sound to it, you know, oh. So it's more of an effect than anything else because it's so quick, you know, it's uber shred. Anyway, that is the line. Let's play it up to tempo one more time and have a listen. There you have it, complete and utter nonsense, but sounds awesome. Alright, just got the wrap up to do now. Well, we hope you enjoyed that lesson very much and you're starting to develop a monster Hulk-like left hand. That's certainly the goal of these lessons. So don't forget to tune in next week for another episode of I Love Legato, and we're going to be doing some very cool arpeggios on that episode, so check it out. Before I sign off, just encourage you again to have a look at the website. Don't forget there's tons and tons of lessons on the YouTube channel. It's getting on for 150 videos up there now, so plenty more where this came from. And also I'm on SoundCloud at Rowan-Parker. You can download all my jam tracks, backing tracks to solo for free. You can listen to them and download them from SoundCloud. I'm on Twitter, if you want to follow me on Twitter, though I detest Twitter, generally speaking. I'm on Facebook as well, of course. I have a Facebook page, Rowan J. Parker, which you can like if you like. Well, I think that just about wraps it up. I will see you next week for another episode of I Love Legato. Farewell!